save me. I do not fuck with you, baby.
Can we talk about how Spotify called me out with my gayness? Oh my gosh. Ugh. Hi everyone, my name is Randy, aka Guy Loves Fashion, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my Spotify 2019 Wrapped. Basically, my 2019 Wrapped solidified my gayness and the music that I listen to. And I will not deny it. Like, basically the artists that are on there, I listen to them not only on Spotify, but if I'm watching videos on YouTube. Starting off with my first artist is Tommy Genesis. So Tommy Genesis I barely started listening to this year, and the reason why I started listening to her was because of Charli XCX. So Charli XCX went on tour this year, and for some of her dates she had Tommy Genesis open up for her. And so I was like, you know what, I want to go to this concert knowing everything. So that not only included all of Charli's new music, but that also included the opener. And so I gave Tommy Genesis a listen, and to my surprise, I really enjoyed her music, because there have been a lot of concerts that I've gone to where I don't really care for the opening act. And with Tommy, like, she just, I don't know, I just enjoyed her music. It resonated with me. It was fun. It's cool. She raps in some of majority of her music. I guess you would consider her a rapper, but she can sing as well. And I don't know, I just listened to her, and maybe a big reason why she is #1 on the list is because she was a new artist, so I was having to listen to her music catalog. And basically I think she has one EP and her debut album, and I listened to those, and I guess, you know, that was a huge reason why she was #1. But also I just really love her. I find myself watching her videos on YouTube. I wish that she had done more music videos for her songs on her debut album, but she didn't. But yeah, #2, as I mentioned, Charli XCX. Charli is #2 on my list on Spotify. And so the thing with Charli is I've enjoyed her music since she's come out. You know, Boom Clap, Break the Rules, which are more of her mainstream hits, those I liked. And I think in the beginning with her, it was just mainly the singles. This last album that she released, Charli, I listened to the entire album, and I love like every song on the album. And I ended up seeing her on tour, and her tour was like probably my favorite tour out of this year, and I went to a lot of concerts this year. She's just a lot of fun. It was like you were at a rave, and back in the day I used to go to raves, so I was just, you know, it was just a big party, and it was exciting and fun. And so her being #2 on my list makes sense, because I was listening to her music to kind of know every song that she was going to perform. So yeah, I love Charli. I'm actually wearing her shirt. So yeah, she's #2 on my list. #3 was Kim Petras. Now Kim Petras, okay, so with Kim Petras, I learned about Kim Petras by going out to this club that I've hit up with my boyfriend for the last 2 years. The first song I ever heard from her was I Don't Want It All. And no lie, when I first heard that song, I did not like it at all whatsoever. Like, it just didn't vibe with me. And looking back on it, I'm just like, OMG, to think that now I like love Kim Petras. Like, I love her so much. I loved all the singles that she released, because in the beginning she was just releasing singles. It wasn't actually an entire album, and I love every song. And then she finally released like her debut album or project that she was naming it, called Clarity, this past year, and it was a departure from the singles musically and the way that it sound. So yeah, with her, it's funny because in the beginning I did not like that first song, And then I think one day I was just on YouTube and I saw that she had a music video for Faded. I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome, this is cool, this is great. And what's funny is like my boyfriend hates that song, but I like love it. Kim Petras being number 3. I am surprised that she's not like number 2 or number 1, but you know what, she's on the list and it makes sense. Then number 4. So number 4 is an interesting one in the sense that all the artists that I've been naming so far and the artists that I'm gonna name at number 5 like are grouped together and the type of music that they come out with, and they're really big in the gay community. So number 4 is surprising, but I just fell in love with them. So number 4 was Pale Waves. So Pale Waves is another artist that I saw on tour, and they were actually the opening act for the 1975. I went to go see the 1975 when they came to Austin, and they opened up for them. And so I had never heard of them, and actually with them I didn't listen to their music before we saw them. So my first time hearing them was actually at the show, and some of the songs I was hearing them perform and I was just like, oh wow, this is a great song. So I filmed it on my phone, I think on Snapchat or Instagram, and I was like, you know what, I want to listen to this later. And so after the fact, after the concert, days later, I started listening to them on Spotify, and I was just like, oh my god, like this band is pretty cool. They're kind of the type of band that I would have listened to in high school. And hello, I'm listening to them now, so whatever. But it was just that type of music where I was just like, you know what, I would listen to this in high school. It's kind of moody, it's kind of like, ooh. So I guess if I had to compare them, they're kind of like, if you were an emo kid in high school, then you'd probably listen to them. Probably even now, I think emo kids would listen to them. I know that they get a lot of inspiration in their look. If you see them, they're inspired by The Cure. I definitely recommend hearing their music. If you haven't, I have tweeted about them like crazy on my Twitter, and I have not had one follower or like actual real friend in life tell me that they've listened to them. So I'm alone in my obsession for Pale Waves. And then, so number 5 is Slater. And this is another artist that I just started listening to this year. And I'm gonna be honest, I love her music. I don't know much about her biography, like her life. I listened to her a lot, and it was, again, another artist that I was introduced through Twitter. You know, people that I follow on Twitter were tweeting about her and stuff like that, and I was just like, you know what, let me give her a listen, and I ended up falling in love with her, and that turned into me actually seeing her when she came to Austin to Stubbs. Yeah, she has really great bops. I compare some of her, like her sound is kind of like Britney Spears in a way. If you ever hear her music, you can hear that inspiration. She even did a cover of Every Time, which is a Britney Spears. And yeah, so that's my top 5. My artist of the decade, which I was like kind of surprised because I haven't listened to them in probably like a year. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's been a year that I haven't listened to them, was Coldplay. Like, I listened to them a lot in the beginning, I would say undergrad in college and a little bit of grad school, but I was just surprised. I was like, wow, I must have listened to them like the entire year in like 2014 or 2015 or something like that for them to like be my top artist, because I have not listened to them like this last year. So that was interesting, but that was great because I really love Coldplay, and it made me think about like how my music taste has changed throughout the years, or how like I just listen to so many different artists from different genres, and that doesn't make me special in any way, but I've always kind of been like, okay, well, I listen to like a certain group of artists or artists that you can like group together. Looking back, like I've listened to so many different artists throughout the years, and it showed. Like, I think one year, which was I think 2017, I was listening to Coldplay and I was listening to Brandon Flowers from The Killers, and like I still love Brandon Flowers very much. I haven't listened to him recently, but it's like that. And then like 2017 was Dua Lipa, and then 2018 was like Panic at the Disco and Troye Sivan, and it's just like, wow, like I listen to a variety of different artists and like I love them all, and I thank them for impacting my life in a way, because like their music has gotten me through a lot of different things, and it's great how like music can do that. So that's my 2019 Wrapped and my decade Wrapped. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to share your 2019 and your decade Wrapped in the comments below. Thank you.